believers of Christ. Hope you're doing well. So today I'll be taking you guys through Genesis chapter 6 verse 21. And it says, "You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and them." That's the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So this verse has 7 main teachings or lessons we can take away from it. The first one, God provides for sustenance. God instructed Noah to gather food for the animals and for his family, showing God's care for survival and provision. The second teaching, obedience includes responsibility for others. Noah had to think ahead for the needs of the animals, teaching that obedience often involves caring for those under our stewardship. Yes, obedience often involves taking care of those under our stewardship. That includes our family, friends, pets, etc., etc. The third teaching, provision is part of God's plan. Food for both humans and animals show that God plans holistically for life. God's instructions meet practical needs along with spiritual guidance. Yes, God gives us practical needs in our lives. The fourth teaching, preparation ensures continuity of life. By storing food, Noah ensured survival during the flood, teaching the value of foresight and diligence, or forethought and diligence. The fifth teaching, God's instructions are practical and applicable. This verse highlights that faith is not only spiritual, but also practical. God cares about real life necessities. Yes, God cares about our real life necessities and needs. God is a caring God. The sixth teaching, obedience brings provision. Following God's directions resulted in both survival and sustenance for Noah and all the creatures that went into the ark. The seventh and final teaching, faith involves planning and action. Obedience required action in preparing food, demonstrating that faith is active, not passive. Yes, faith is active. There is no passive faith. Faith can only be active, as seen in James chapter 2 verse 17. That's a spoiler, we'll get there. We as Christians should plan and prepare to meet the needs of ourselves and those we care for. We as Christians should trust God to give us in practical matters as well as spiritual ones. We as Christians should understand obedience often requires diligence and foresight. We as Christians should understand that faith is active. We should take steps to implement God's instructions. We as Christians should care for those entrusted to us, whether people, animals, or responsibilities. We as Christians should understand provision often comes as a reward for following God's guidance. We as Christians should combine planning, preparation, and obedience to fulfill God's purposes. So that's all I had for today, guys. Thank you very much, and as usual, God bless.